Hi everybody, viewers question time. It's from Sahiba today. Now, Sahiba has said, I was just thinking about beliefs for manifesting. I understand from reading Neville that you have to believe that imagination creates reality and live in the end to see the manifestation in one's 3D world. Yeah, so you imagine an end result, which is a solution to what you've got now, and you fall asleep in that imaginal scene night after night. You do it on a loop, half a dozen, 10 times until you just drift off into sleep. Yes. So you said, is it also then necessary to have strong beliefs? Let's say if you're manifesting a specific person, that they love you and want to be with you too. Well, I think it helps. If you are constantly thinking and imagining that your SP doesn't want to be with you, that you're not loved, that you're not wanted, that you're not desired, that you're not good enough to be with them, that you're not deserving or worthy, that's not going to support your imaginal scene. So it's good to get in line, the imaginal scene, with the strong beliefs, I would say. Okay? So you said, or is it enough to believe that your imaginal scenes will come alive if you allow by doing your self-love and letting go? Well, you can do that too. You can believe your imaginal scenes will come alive. And if you allow, your allowing is always on the outside. You do the work internally and then you let go on the outside. The doctor and his wife, I'm going to put the link to that down below. That was the best story of allowing I think I've ever heard, ever. So I'll put that down below for those of you that haven't seen it, or revisit it if you have. So, and I think if you do your self-love and you do let go and you surrender, that helps too. So it's like there's lots of components to do. Keep it simple. Go to bed. Do your imaginal scene during the day. I love how he loves me. I love how we get on. I love our connection. I love how it gets better and better. I love the moments we've had. I love it when we did this. I love it when we did that. That's living in the end, living in the end, living in the end. Through talk, through thinking about it visually, and through the feeling place, okay? Now, you can't do all of that all the time, so just do the bits you can, okay? So it's easy while you're doing the dishes to say, hey, wouldn't it be nice if he called me today? Wouldn't it be nice if she decided to just drop in? Wouldn't it be wonderful if they just messaged me and said, hey, let's do something together? Wouldn't it be nice if we went to a movie and then we went out for dinner and then we walked home holding hands? Wouldn't it be nice to connect and laugh and talk and get on with our wonderful connection and relationship? That's living in the end through talk. Okay? So you said there's a story in one of Neville's books about a woman who met a guy on a blind date. Yes, in The Law and the Promise. Mrs. J.E. After no contact, she manifested him after no contact back into her life by imagining that she was married to him and sleeping in their bed. Yes, because she was living with her girlfriends at the time. They had only met once and she wasn't sure if he even remembered her name. So I don't know if she held any strong beliefs whereas his feelings for her were concerned. Look, I think from what I remember of the story, she put her focus on living in the end, believing they were together. There was no texting, there was no internet, there was no how do I find people then, because I remember she had moved or he had changed jobs or whatever, and it was very hard for them to track each other down, but they still did, you see. So I don't think so, Sahiba, that she focused on his feelings for her. All she did was imagine being with him and they were married and it was a great, wonderful connection. I don't think she was so concerned about what he was doing. On the other hand, there's a woman who talked about her boss was unfair and was advised by Neville to change her inner talk. Yes, in mental diets. I'll put the link to that down below too. And as he was her pushed out. So do we develop both, a belief in our imaginal scene and change our inner conversation about our specific person's feeling towards us? Look, you can do either, or go for it like the woman did with her blind date. There's no right way. The only thing that's important is living in the solution, in how you think, what you imagine, and the state of being that you generate. So She would have felt loved, she would have felt connected, she would have felt she was married and relaxed, and it was what she wanted, so it was easy for her to imagine. But backing it up within a conversation during the day is a good thing. Neville talks about doing it morning, noon, and night, trying to generate that state. I have it, I have it, I have it, I have it. I love this. This is what I've always wanted. Feeling the new state. So in this state, she would have felt married. The woman in the boss and employee situation felt appreciated. She was no longer going, I'm not appreciated. They don't, he doesn't. She just relaxed and imagined him appreciating her. So, hope that helps you a little bit. I mean, it's not clear cut and dried, as you can see. And it is something that, you know, you play around with it. When you are practicing manifesting, you'll realize, hey, I did that and that really worked. I'll try that again next time. Or you'll go, oh, I've been trying this for 6 months, it's not working. Let me look at something else. So you might go for looking at your self-talk. You might remember everyone's you pushed out. You might remember imagination creates reality, and falling asleep in a state after you've imagined a particular scene, and you go over the same scene over and over and over, you being in the scene, looking at your own eyes, okay? I'll put a YouTube down below about how to imagine, because that is something that you really need to work on, is being in the scene, not seeing yourself over there as an actor on a stage, okay? So, there you go. And I still haven't eaten my pawpaw over here, so it's time now. I need to eat it.